distracting noises. So what I want to talk to you today in my short presentation is Alaska grown, what it is, why you should care about it, where you can find it. I want to give you some new tools for finding local Alaska grown food here in your community of Anchorage. And I hope to just give you some new ideas and challenge you a little bit to make new choices about the food that you put into your body. Okay, here we go. So what is Alaska grown? One of the benefits that I have of being an employee at the Division of Agriculture in the Alaska Grown program is that this logo is one of the, I would argue, the most widely recognized logo in Alaska. Raise your hand if you have seen this logo before. Yes. Raise your hand if you own a shirt or sweatshirt or hat with this logo on it. Oh, I'm a little bit surprised there. I thought I would see more hands. I see a small person with their hand up. And see, that is the thing, is that most people look at this logo and they think, I was born in Alaska, I am Alaska grown. From a marketing perspective, I don't care why you recognize the logo. Frankly, I like that people born and raised in Alaska look at that logo and think, I am Alaska grown. We can appreciate that and we can build off of that. What my job at the Division of Agriculture is to do is to bring this logo away from t-shirts or build upon that t-shirt recognition to food and make it more about food and agriculture for the people that see that logo. So that is our role at the Division of Agriculture, to educate people. Our mission at the Division of Agriculture is to promote and enhance a sustainable agricultural industry, and we try to do that through this logo, through promoting this logo. You might see it on a bench outside a grocery store, reminding you to choose local while you're at the store, etc. What does Alaska grown mean? It means that that farmer has joined our Alaska Grown program at the Division of Agriculture. It means that they raise a product that meets certain quality standards. It doesn't necessarily mean that the product has been inspected, but it does instill quality. And also, obviously, that it was produced in Alaska. So when you see that logo, I want you to, have that tie to the logo, I am Alaska grown, but if you see that logo on food products, have that knowledge and recognition that that food was grown and produced in a quality way in Alaska. It meets certain quality standards, and it's something that we want you to choose. So why, though? Now you know what Alaska grown is. I hope that any one of you, if you see Alaska grown on a shirt, a sweatshirt, in a store, at a restaurant, you'll now know, oh, this means these products were raised in Alaska, produced in Alaska. But why should that matter to you? Why should you care if you choose Alaska-grown products or products that were imported from the lower 48? Let's talk about freshness. Let's talk about Alaska jobs. Let's talk about the economy. And let's talk about food security just briefly. First off, freshness. We all want to eat fresh produce. We all recognize that fresh products are more healthy for us than products that have been processed or imported from the lower 48. But let me just grab my papers here to read you a specific quote out of a research document. This was done by a research study done down at UC Davis in California, and the Canned Food Alliance, who their whole goal is to get people to recognize that canned food is not the bad guy. Canned food is often picked at its peak of freshness, and there's a lot of nutrients in canned food. So they paid for this study to compare fresh food, frozen food, and canned food. Obviously, a lot of the determinants were that fresh is best, right? And here's a specific quote. Some fresh vegetables, such as spinach and green beans, lose up to 75% of their vitamin C within 7 days of harvest, even when held at recommended temperature. I almost want to read that to you again. Some fresh vegetables, such as spinach and green beans, lose up to 75% of their vitamin C within 7 days of harvest, even when held at recommended temperature. How long do you think that food that's on the grocery store shelves, the fresh food in the grocery section, the produce section, how long do you think it's been there? How long do you think it took that product to get from where it was produced to Alaska? If you've driven the Alcan before, you know how long it can take. But you have to think even farther than that. That product wasn't grown in Seattle, where it got on the truck or got on the barge. It was grown even farther away from that. We eat fresh food because we think it's more nutrient dense, it has more vitamins in it. But this study is telling us that within 7 days, 75% of those vitamins could be gone. So fresh, oh, my slide's not there. Fresh can equal health, but think about what fresh means, especially in Alaska. Think about Alaska jobs. Think about who you're supporting with your food dollars. Every time you eat, whether it's at a restaurant, whether you go to the grocery store, go to the farmer's market, consider yourself voting with your dollar, voting with your fork. You have that ability to support local Alaska jobs and the Alaska economy by choosing Alaska grown versus a product that was imported from the lower 48. I recently saw a study or a promotion campaign about here in Anchorage, and it said that if every household spent $50 a month for the next 3 months in the local Anchorage economy and in the local Anchorage community, it could mean $10 million, a $10 million boost to the Anchorage community. So just think about your food dollars. My family spends $150 to $200 a week on food. If I choose to just buy my milk or my potatoes or just a few items, local Alaska grown instead of imported, it really can make a difference. Let's talk about where. Now I've given you some reasons to understand what Alaska grown is, why you should choose it instead of local or instead of outside product, but where can you get it? It's a hard topic to talk about in March because there isn't a lot of Alaska grown products available, but I want you to know that it is there. Today, you could go to a grocery store in Anchorage and find Alaska grown potatoes, Alaska grown carrots, and Alaska grown milk. You could also go to the Northway Mall Wednesday farmers market this week in the dead of winter. You could be going to an indoor farmers market where you can buy Alaska grown products. Products that have been in root cellars, products that have been stored, meat products that are, freshly slaughtered, etc. Excuse me. You could also be buying direct from a farmer. If you have the ability to develop a relationship with a farmer, they might have products in storage that you're not aware of that you could be buying direct from them. And you could also have a CSA subscription. If you're familiar with community-supported agriculture, there is a CSA subscription available right now in March where at least some of the products are locally grown. I think in the box this week there was Alaska-grown potatoes, Alaska-grown carrots, and I want to say there was maybe some onions in the box this week, but I just want to help you to understand that the products are available. You can get them. It takes a little work, but you can do it. And in season, from May to October, again, the grocery stores are going to have a wide variety of Alaska-grown products. Farmers markets. When I started at the division in 2005, there were 13 farmers markets in the state of Alaska. Today, there's over 30. On any given Saturday, from May to October in Anchorage, there's 5 different farmers markets for you to choose from. You can also have a CSA subscription in the summer. You can also buy direct from farmers, go to farm stands, go to U-Pick operations, and some of our Anchorage restaurants are supporting local Alaska-grown farmers during the season. So look and ask and do your best to source it out. This is a shot from a grocery store, and it's a little bit difficult sometimes when you go to the grocery store to find the Alaska-grown product, and this is why I'm outreaching to you, and I beg of you to become empowered, and I challenge you to ask. If you go to the grocery store and you cannot find, even today, Alaska-grown potatoes or Alaska-grown carrots, I ask you to find a produce worker, find the manager, and ask them. Ask them, where is your Alaska-grown potatoes? They can get them, and they might give you a reason like, oh, they're not available this week, or this, they might give you a real honest answer about why they don't have the product there. But you should be able to find it. And the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If each of you today went to the grocery store and you asked about Alaska grown, it would get back to the decision makers. And they would say, today I had 10 people ask me where the Alaska grown potatoes were. What's the deal? It makes a difference. You can see the logo next to pricing cards. You can see the logo in banners. During the dead of summer, you can see the logo on twist ties around lettuce. Look for it. ask for it, and then I challenge you to make that choice to buy Alaska grown when you can. If you choose not to get your produce at the grocery store, like I mentioned, 30 farmers markets in the state of Alaska this upcoming 2011 season. We have an Alaska Farmers Market Association. This is their website. If you're going to be traveling to Sitka, Gustavus, Juneau, you can look on alaskafarmersmarkets.org to find the farmers market in the community that you'll be visiting. Why would you go to a farmer's market instead of a grocery store? You have that opportunity to meet the farmer, to look him in the eye face to face, to learn about his growing practices. Maybe organic is important to you. Maybe natural or sustainable is important to you. You can ask that farmer one-on-one about their growing practices. You can also find many more products. You're not going to find squash blossoms in the grocery store, but you can find them at the farmer's market. You will not find Alaska-grown strawberries at the grocery store, but you can find them at the farmer's market. 80-some varieties of vegetables you can find at the farmer's markets in Alaska. There's lots of product there. There's lots of opportunities. And I just can't wait for summer in Alaska so that we can get out there to these places. So finally, Alaska Grown and you. I told you a little bit about what Alaska Grown is. It's not just t-shirts and sweatshirts. It's agricultural products. It's part of Alaska. It's something that we all need to make the choice to support. I told you some reasons why I think that you should support Alaska Grown, but it's up to you. It's a choice that you have to make. I also showed you some where can you get Alaska Grown products. My husband gets really tired of going out to restaurants with me because I always ask our server, is anything on the menu Alaska Grown today? Even when I know. I have a close enough relationships with farmers in Alaska that I usually know which restaurants are sourcing Alaska Grown and which aren't. But I'll ask anyways. And I would challenge you to ask anyways. Even if you walk into the grocery store this afternoon and you see the Alaska Grown potatoes on the end cap, you see that they're less expensive than outside potatoes, go find the produce worker and just ask them, hey, you have any Alaska Grown potatoes today? Because those people asking, those squeaky wheels, that message gets back to the decision makers that Alaskans care about where their food comes from and they want to source Alaska Grown. Maybe they'll make the signs bigger in the grocery store. Maybe they'll promote it in their ads or put those Alaska Grown products on special more if the community asks for it and if the community expresses that it's important to them. So it's a choice. It's your choice. I hope I've given you some compelling reasons about why you should also choose Alaska Grown. I lost my slides. Sorry. So challenge yourself to choose Alaska Grown. Talk to your friends and neighbors about it. Host a dinner party and challenge all of your friends to bring a product or a dish made from Alaska Grown products. Talk to people about it. Talk to produce managers. Talk to servers about it. In my introduction or my biography, it mentions a farm-to-school program that the Division of Agriculture is launching. Talk to your kids' teachers about it. Ask them if you have an opportunity to go have lunch at your children's school someday, and ask those people involved, is the school sourcing any local Alaska Grown product? I can tell you right now that the Mat-Su School District and the Anchorage School District are sourcing Alaska Grown carrots and potatoes right now, so that's good. I applaud them for that. But if the community asks and makes everyone aware that it's important to them, it makes a difference to the bottom line. So talk amongst yourselves, and then back to the freshness and the healthy and the quality of our Alaska Grown products. Enjoy it. Enjoy Alaska Grown when it is available. I tend to buy a case of broccoli right at the end of the season when it's just at its best, and I trim it down and I blanch it and I freeze it. And I have a 1-year-old at home, and we just ran out of our Alaska Grown broccoli. And not that she doesn't want to eat that outside stuff. Frankly, she doesn't know the difference, but I was disappointed that I have to give her outside broccoli, from now until June when that Alaska Grown product is available. So I hope that I've given you some ideas. I hope that I've inspired you to choose local. It looks